everyone, welcome to my tiny world of dimples, or welcome back if you're a returning subscriber. Welcome to this week's video, you guys. This week's video is going to be about anxiety. This is something that I myself struggle with on a daily basis. It's something I have struggled with for years. I was actually diagnosed with severe anxiety back in 2021 by a doctor. It's something that I struggle with in my daily life, but there are some positive ways that I have learned to cope with my anxiety that really help me get through each and every single day. So I wanted to share these things with you guys, things that have personally helped me get through the day even whenever I'm feeling anxious, or has helped my anxiety long term overall. Has some of these things have actually calmed my anxiety down. Since I was diagnosed with severe anxiety, my anxiety used to be so high before I really knew that I even had anxiety, before I even knew what it was. It used to be way worse. There's some days where it is more extreme than others, but I will say with these tips over time, my anxiety is not as frequent and it's not as high level as it used to be. Not saying that it's not there, because we'll always be there, and anxiety also kind of pushes us a little bit through life. I've been reading about this in a book that I've been reading it's called Good Anxiety. That is the name of the book that I have been reading that has really been teaching me about anxiety as well, helping me understand what anxiety is, how I can cope with it, and why we have it. It's very interesting, but it's kind of like, our flight or fight response, but sometimes we have too much of it, and it can sometimes help us in life, but it can also hold us back, and it can also make us feel like we are like the worst, right? So I'm going to begin by sharing some tips that have personally helped me get through my days even though I have anxiety. So let's get started. So number one, this is a huge one that has helped me so much over time, is exercise. It is so important to exercise whenever you have anxiety, especially if you're having one of those moments where you're literally having so much anxiety that you feel like it's just like overfeeling, and like it's just gonna like if you have so much anxiety that you literally don't know what to do with yourself, like you're shaking really bad, your heart rate is just like, your heart is beating really fast, you just don't know what to do, you can't even think straight, I definitely encourage you to run, dance, do something that is going to basically it distracts your mind from what is going on. So yeah, like for me, this is honestly how my anxiety is actually what pushed me to start working out, because I know whenever my anxiety used to be very bad, when I was about 13, 14, 15 years old, whenever it really started first like developing, I guess you could say, I remember I had so much anxiety that I was shaking. I could not think. I literally just felt like horrible. And I remember I just ran, like in that instant, as soon as like I felt it, I just ran, started running, and like it helps so much. I would say running specifically, whenever it comes to exercise, is such a great way to relieve your anxiety. So whenever you run, guys, it's releasing endorphins inside of your brain that will make you just calm down overall. It will make you calm down, and it will kind of distract your mind. It's like you kind of have to distract your mind from the fact that you're having an anxiety attack. Exercise is such a huge one. I know sometimes it's hard if you are not already exercising. It can be hard to get started, but I know for me, my anxiety actually motivated me to work out, because it's for me, it's a way, because I feel like sometimes anxiety is like extra energy. Like that's like the way that I see it. Sometimes it's like this extra energy that I have, and it's like it's so much that it just wants to break out. So that is why exercise is so important if you have anxiety, because you can release that extra energy. You can let it out. Now, that's not always the case. Anxiety can be there for a million different reasons, but exercising is a huge one, you guys. Exercising as well as stretching or doing yoga. Stretching your body will also help reduce your anxiety. just simply moving your body, stretching your body. Stretching your body is also a form of self-care. Did you guys know that? I read that the other day, as well as yoga. So definitely encourage stretching, doing yoga if you have anxiety. It helps calm your mind, it helps calm your body, and doing some kind of movement, which is helping kind of distract your brain a little bit. If you have anxiety and you do not know how to deal with your anxiety, that is a healthy way that has personally helped me. I have exercised. I've been exercising on and off. I've been way more consistent the past months. Like these past months, I've been so consistent with working out than I have my entire life. And I definitely feel a lot better. I feel a lot calmer. But I will say, as well as just me working out over the years on and off has helped me overall calm down and not have as much anxiety. The second tip that I have for dealing with anxiety in a positive way is to drink water. Drink as much water as you can, and also eat healthy as possible. Drinking water is just good for you overall, as well as eating healthy. Whenever you are eating all of the right proteins, all of your right carbs and fibers and fruits and vegetables, and you're drinking water, your mind will be healthy overall, and whenever your mind is healthy, you're able to process feelings and thoughts better, and you may not feel as anxious versus if you're eating really bad foods. Like I know, like for me, like whenever I used to really not eat healthy at all. Now I still find myself eating things that are not considered healthy, but back then I used to literally eat nothing but like unhealthy foods, and I know my anxiety used to be way worse as well. And it would just make me feel bad, and it's also like one of those things, like it would make you feel bad about yourself, which makes you more anxious. I know, like that's how it was for me. Like not even is it just like you're taking care of yourself and you're allowing your brain to be healthier by feeding your body healthy foods and you're drinking water, but it's also that mental aspect behind it of whenever you're eating healthy, you're drinking water, you're like, okay, that's one less thing to be anxious about. Like I'm taking care of myself, I'm doing my part, so I don't have to worry about that, right? Like I know for me, I used to be heavily addicted to junk food, and it would cause me to have more anxiety because I'm like, oh, I'm eating all this junk food, and it would make me more anxious because I knew that I was not taking care of myself. It would build up extra thoughts, negative thoughts of myself that would cause me to have more anxiety. So I don't know if that's like something like just like me, but I know like, yeah, that's like also something, not only like it physically will help you, but it's like that mental idea. Something else that has also helped me whenever I started eating healthier, started eating more fruits and vegetables and proteins, like healthy proteins that didn't have like a bunch of fat, and whenever you're getting the right balance of everything, and it will help you feel more balanced overall. This goes along with working out, of course. It's definitely like a huge thing that I know has helped me with my anxiety is like whenever you're taking care of your physical body, you're also taking care of your mind. Like it all comes into play. So absolutely, make sure that you're taking care of your body. Make sure that you're taking care of your mind as well. I'm telling you, you will see yourself having less anxiety if you don't already do it. So the third thing that I will say helps me deal with my anxiety in a healthy, positive way is cleaning and staying organized. Not only is it the physical action of cleaning and organizing definitely helps me with my anxiety, but it kind of goes along with the eating healthy thing. It's like you know that you're being productive, you know that you're getting stuff done, and it makes you just feel better about yourself. You're like, okay, my thing, I'm doing something productive, I'm doing something that I know is going to make me feel better, so it makes you less anxious overall. And it's actually proven that cleaning and organizing reduces anxiety because you're also occupying your mind by doing something. It will distract you from your anxiety, and it will just make you feel better that you have a clean environment. And like for me, it definitely helps my anxiety to have a clean, organized environment. So absolutely, if you're feeling anxious, definitely cleaning and organizing will help you not feel as anxious. So I definitely recommend that. Another thing that has helped me is getting out into nature. If you're inside of your house all day and you're not getting yourself out into the sun and out into nature, there's a chance that you will have more anxiety. Being in nature is scientifically proven to reduce cortisol, which is a stress hormone. So being outside literally will reduce your stress. This is scientifically. And being in nature overall boosts your endorphin levels and dopamine production. I have felt this. I know like this goes along with if you're depressed too, which I want to make a whole different video about how to cope with depression. Anxiety and depression kind of go along together in a sense. Not saying that they're the same at all, because no, but I will say using some of these things for depression also helps a lot. But just like depression, if you get out into the sun, if you get out into nature, it will just make you feel better overall. And being in nature literally is just so good for your body and so good for your mind. You don't even think about it, but it really is so, so good for you. Us humans are supposed to be in nature. God put us here to go outside and to explore nature and to feel nature, to literally, this is something that helps me, is literally walking barefoot on grass helps my anxiety. It just does. Like, I don't know, just like me feeling nature. I grew up in the country, but absolutely that helps me so, so much. Or just simply going to the beach, walking on the beach, swimming helps reduce your anxiety so, so much and will make you just feel better. So definitely get outside. If you're feeling anxious, get outside. Go out into nature and see if it helps you feel better. Out and read a book, maybe do some journaling, do some self-reflection, spend time with animals. That is also something that really, really helps with anxiety. Spending time with animals, taking care of animals really, really helps with your anxiety as well. So absolutely, nature plays such a big part in reducing anxiety, 100%. I've done studies on this, and it is scientifically proven that being in nature physically reduces your anxiety and mentally as well. Another thing is if you're having anxiety, practice breathing exercises. See, I learned this not even because of my anxiety. I learned this because I do breathing exercises all of the time for my singing. But I realized through this that it was helping me with my anxiety, which I feel like this is something like this is kind of common. Like if you're super stressed out, take a deep breath, right? Breathe in, breathe out, right? But not just doing that, but doing actual breathing exercises. There's a lot of great breathing exercises on YouTube. So that as well, like if you're like definitely like if you're in a public space and you feel yourself getting overwhelmed, do some breathing exercises in that moment. Just take a few deep breaths in, a few deep breaths out, and you will see yourself calm down even more. But I would say the slower the better. So the slower that you do it, the better. So don't do it too fast, absolutely. But this has helped me because like especially whenever I was younger, like 13, 14, it was so hard for me to be in a public place. It was so hard for me to go to the mall or like just to go to any event where there was a ton of people. I would literally get panic attacks so bad where I couldn't breathe. My chest would tighten up. I didn't know what to say. I didn't even know how to think. Like it was absolutely terrible. And there's even times now where I feel it a little bit, not as much as I used to, but I definitely still experience it on a certain level. And I know like doing those breathing exercises in that moment really, really helped me. Practice breathing exercises on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, whatever fits your time frame. But just practicing breathing exercises even a few minutes a day will help you reduce your anxiety overall. I know that's something that has helped me, and I learned this through my singing, but yeah, absolutely. Breathing exercises is so important if you have anxiety. It really, really helps calm your brain down, calm your heart down, calm you down overall. Another tip that I have is to educate yourself on your anxiety. Whenever you understand what level of anxiety you have, whenever you understand why you have anxiety, you might even need to do some journaling and write down, why do you think that you have anxiety? What has happened in your life that has caused you to have anxiety? Or what is it in that moment that is causing you to have anxiety? Whenever you become aware of what is causing you to have anxiety, you will understand your anxiety better. And whenever you understand your anxiety better, you start to find ways to cope with that anxiety based off of what is causing it. Or if it's possible, you can maybe eliminate what is causing you to have so much anxiety. Not even just educating yourself on your own anxiety, but educate yourself on anxiety overall and what it is and why people have anxiety in general. I know I know for me, whenever I really learned about anxiety and depression, that's whenever I started really managing it. Because whenever I knew what it was, whenever I knew how people manage it, how you get through life with these things, you start to learn how to actually deal with it. What can you do every day? What small habits can you do to reduce your anxiety overall? So absolutely educate yourself. Education on these things is so, so important, especially if you have it. I would also speak to a doctor or a therapist. I know this can be so hard sometimes whenever you have anxiety, right? Because you have anxiety about going to the doctor, you have anxiety about going to that therapist, but it's one of those things, don't even think about it, just do it. And that's my next point. But yes, I would definitely go to the doctor, go to a therapist, and figure out what level of anxiety you have. I know for me, whenever I learned that I had severe anxiety, it let me know, okay, I know I have this. This is why I feel such an extreme level of anxiety at certain times, because I was diagnosed with it. So it helps you understand what it is, why is it. It's something, something is probably not right. You probably need to do something to help reduce your anxiety overall. But once you learn about it, you can start to learn how to manage it, like I said. This is hard. This is a hard one. This is something that is even hard for me sometimes. But whatever you're having anxiety about, so say that you're about to go meet someone. Say that you're about to go to an event. Say that you're about to go to a job interview. Whatever it is, stressing about it, you're overthinking it, you're overthinking, how am I going to sound when I talk to these people, how are these people going to look at me, because these are the thoughts that I have sometimes, or that I have had. How are these people going to look at me, all this. Something that has helped me is to, and I know this is hard, but do not even think about it. Don't even think about it, just do it. Don't think about it, just do it. Try your best to think about anything, but do not overthink whatever that is. Do not overthink going to that job interview. Do not overthink meeting up with that person. Do not overthink whatever it is that is causing you to have anxiety, and you're about to go to whatever it is. Do not think about it, just do it. Let me tell you, because if I would not have done this, I would not have gotten the opportunities that I've had. Because when a lot of times in my life, I will say, where I let my anxiety stop me from doing things, because I was like, oh no, this is too much, I'm too overwhelmed, because I overthought myself out of doing it. So whenever I started just pushing myself through it. And also something else is, I know for me, whenever I actually get there, it's not as bad as I pictured it in my head. Every single time, whatever I'm so anxious about, and I'm overthinking, and I'm like, oh, it's gonna go so bad, oh, this is gonna happen, you get there, it's not bad at all. You're like, what was I so worried about, right? So yeah, try your best not to think about it too hard. Don't think about it, just do it. Think about anything else but that. Go to that job interview, no matter how anxious you're feeling, no matter what thoughts your brain is telling you or thinking the situation is going to be, just do it. Don't think about it. This has helped me so much. And it can be hard. It can be so hard, but that is how I have gone through life with severe anxiety, is just do it. Literally. Not a sponsorship to Nike, but so the last one that I have, and this is honestly something that I myself am telling to myself, because it's something that it's hard for me to do even to this day: meditation. And you can do meditation in different ways. You can do meditation through breathing exercises. You can do meditation through yoga. You can do meditation by just sitting in a quiet room, trying your best not to think. That is something I have not been able to do, is to sit in a quiet room and not think, because I try too hard, and then it's I can't do it. But I will say, for me, breathing exercises is a form of meditation, as well as yoga is a form of meditation. Something that is helping you not think about anything. It's just blank, and you're just in that space for a few minutes. That will help reduce your anxiety overall. So yes, definitely practice meditation. This is one that I have slowly been working on, and I have seen it slowly help me, but it's something that I myself am still working on, and it's still something that is a challenge to me. But I encourage it to other people as well, to definitely practice meditation every single day, every single week, and see how it helps your anxiety overall. So yes, you guys, those were the tips that I have for positive ways to deal with anxiety. Anxiety can be the epitome, it can be the absolute worst thing that us humans can deal with. But sometimes it does keep us alert. Sometimes it does push us to do certain things. But sometimes it can hold us back, and sometimes it can make us have negative thoughts of ourselves, negative thoughts of other people. It can make us debate certain things in our life that could have been opportunities, because trust me, this is from experience. Whenever you start to learn how to manage your anxiety, and whenever you start to do little habits to reduce your anxiety, you will start to feel better. You won't have as much. Anxiety is one of those things that may not ever go away completely, but you can reduce it, and you can make yourself feel better every single day. And learning how to cope with your anxiety teaches you a lot about yourself, and it teaches you a lot about life and other people. So absolutely, guys, I definitely encourage to educate yourself on your own anxiety, educate yourself on what anxiety is, what it means, why it's there, and the history of anxiety as well. That also is like a big thing. That's like the big thing in the book that I'm reading that's called Good Anxiety. Learning about the history of anxiety and how it basically started off with our ancestors, with the flight and fight response, right? With survival, and it all led up to today. Educating yourself on it will just help you understand it on a whole new level. And trust me, whenever you know about certain things, it helps you understand certain things, and it just helps you cope with it overall, and it helps you learn ways to cope with it, and it helps you cope with it better. It makes you understand it better, and you're like, okay, and you may not feel as anxious about that thing that you're feeling so anxious about, because you understand it, and you're like, oh, this is normal, this is just how it is, right? If that makes sense. I hope that I explained that correctly. I hope that I explained everything correctly and in depth. I try my best to do that. So yes, I hope that this video helps someone. That is my goal on my channel, is to make videos that will help someone, inspire someone, maybe see things from a different perspective, because I am in those shoes right now. I have been in those shoes, and I'm going to help someone out if I can. So absolutely. And if you guys have personal tips for dealing with anxiety, please comment them down below, because I myself, as well as I'm sure everyone else, I'm still trying to learn positive ways to deal with my anxiety, because it is something that I struggle with on a daily basis. So yes, absolutely, guys, comment below anything that has personally helped you guys as well. We are in this together, y'all. Life can be so stressful. The world that we live in is so stressful. Life in general is so stressful. Managing everything, relationships, jobs, learning new things, all of it is stressful. Getting through life, paying bills, the list goes on and on and on and on and on and on, right? Worry, stress, anxiety is a huge part of our lives. But like I said, whenever we learn how to deal with it, whenever we learn how to cope with it, it's not so bad. So yeah, you guys, that was it for this video. As always, links to my TikTok and my Instagram are in the comments down below. If you would like to keep up with some of the stuff that I post. That was it for this week's video, you guys. I hope that you guys are all doing great. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. You got this, and you are not alone. And do not let your anxiety tell you that you are not good enough. So thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for next week, or it might be the week after that video. See you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching. Adios.